3 months in the nut house. It was the longest I'd ever been confined. So a few people had been killed. It wasn't my fault.
Please, no, I got a family.
Shut
please,
up and
no.
bleed, you motherfucker. Well, maybe it was my fault.
Alright, guys and girls, thank you for joining us on another Sweettooth's EVony tutorial. Today I'm going to be showing y'all how to productively produce troops and queue for wall defenses. The main thing you want to worry about is having plenty of resources and empty barracks when you start. After you start this process, you should never have your barracks not producing troops anymore. Alright, for starters, whenever you're going to queue your troops, you want to make sure that you have a building working and a technology researching. Aside from that, you want to make sure that you have your highest attack hero in your city so that you can make him your mayor. The higher the attack your mayor has, the faster your troops will queue. I'm going to give you a demonstration with my politics hero. His attack is only 41, and to make 500 archers is 17 hours with my politics hero. Now with my highest attack hero, his attack is at 249, which reduces the 500 archers queue time from 17 to 13 hours. That's 4 hours that you're not gonna have to be waiting for those troops. Alright, first things first, get your attack hero as mayor, go to production, set everything to 0 so that you can get your full population ready to queue. Some people go to tax rating, some people go to comforting. I like to use tax rating so that after I queue the troops I can comfort with the population raising and get more troops working faster. Now that you have everything prepped, go to your wall defenses, and you want to have the ideal, what I consider an ideal wall defense is 2k traps, 2k abbots, 500 logs, 250 trench, and the rest arch towers if you do not have 200,000 archers. If you have more than 200,000 archers, you're going to want to cut down on arch towers and get 3,000 traps, 3,000 abbots, 500 logs, 200 trenches, and the rest archer towers. Just simply due to the fact that when you have lots of archers, your archer towers do not get used in the battlefield pretty much at all. Now, to efficiently queue up wall defenses, you are going to need to set apart your priorities. If you are going to be online for an hour or two, then you're going to want to queue things in small intervals. I like to queue everything in 10s. It's a nice small interval, not too long, not too short. I don't have to check it every 5 minutes. When you're about to go to sleep, that's when you want to queue the most amount possible, because you're gonna be asleep, so you want that long queue time to drag out while you're not online. When it comes to troop production, what I like to do is set up a buffer. I like a 3-hour buffer. It gives me enough time to set everything up. My 3-hour buffer, I believe, is with 200 archers. No, 150. 4-hour buffer's not that bad. Alright, so I have 15 barracks in this city. So in order to get that 4-hour buffer on all of them, I'm going to need 150 archers in each barrack. That's 2,250 split between all of them gives me my 4-hour buffer. Now with that set, let's say you're about to go to work. You're going to have an 8-hour shift or something along those lines. You're going to want to queue for that 8-hour shift. Now, disregard the buffer. For me, the 8-hour shift is 300 archers. So, instead of splitting it between all the barracks, you're going to put it in one barrack. So now you have the 4-hour buffer and your 8-hour before your troops come out. Now what you want to go do is go into each barrack and give yourself that 8-hour queue. After I set my queue time with archers, I go back and I queue everything else. I save warriors for last because they take up the most population since they're so cheap to make. For scouts, see, I'm a little short on idle population to complete all of this. Or no, I'm short on resources, so I'm gonna go in and use some of my chests to complete what I need. Resources. Now that we have all of the barracks filled, and with our 4-hour buffer, 8-hour queue, we're going to top it off with another buffer. That way, once you get off of work, you'll have the buffer. Hopefully you sent some missions out to farm resources while you're gone, and that way when you get back, you'll have enough resources to set up another queue time while this buffer takes place. This buffer's not going to be that long. Are trying to increase everything you do. Now that that's good and done with, you're going to set your production back to however you had it. Update your info. As you can see now, your idle population is in the negatives and your resources are not filling up as much. That is due to the lack of population in your city. You can remedy that with population raising, as well as over time the population will come back, and once it's back to being stable, you'll know where it says population trend, it says upward. Once you reached your limit, it's gonna say stable. At that point, you are ready to start queuing troops again. For those of you out there that are wanting to create a well-defensed city, you're going, the way I set mine up is I have these producing all of the ground units, and this city with the level 5 barracks and level 9 stable producing calves at all times. I queue whatever I can, farm whenever I can, and just keep them producing and then send them to my main. This is more of a cav city. You know, it's a really crappy town, but it is made just for cav production so that you can protect yourself against those archer waves. If y'all have any questions, please send me an in-game mail. I will try to answer them for you. But let's get ready for war, guys. It's gonna happen.